And I kind of have a good insight of your timeline here. You're talking about you were doing that one job and it wasn't really fulfilling. Even it wasn't really about the money. You said you started the business in 2019, but so you kind of left it for a little bit to do another job?
I was dragging my feet quite a bit.
Okay.
So I took the test, and I mean, Brian's been such a big inspiration in my life too with what he's done with his business, and I mean, even doing the axe throwing thing, and then when COVID happened, like he didn't stop. Like you can't, obviously you're not essential throwing axes, which he started a few other businesses and just tried to stay busy and did what he could, and then Living Vans came from that, and that was a big part of my life too. When I left the job I was at, I didn't really have a ton of work. I was like relying on the Lord to bring jobs in here and there, and I mean, there was never a time I had to like, dip into savings or, do anything crazy like that, or like didn't have any money or stressed about that. But jobs just weren't coming in as consistently as I'd like. It was like there's a week goes by and then like maybe another week or half a week and then I land a job, or like 2 weeks go by and then I land a job. But it made up for the time I didn't have any work. So all the money from the beginning of when I was out on my own, just went to like paying bills, and like everything went to paying bills. Actually, I didn't really have much money to put aside. And then there was a company that I reached out to while I was with the other company. I was looking to get out, and they weren't ready to hire someone yet, so they weren't looking to hire somebody quite yet. They were having somebody move out. They were like having a tech leave. So there was this little off period where I left the big company. I was kind of on my own, just doing my own thing. I made a lot more money that first week doing my own thing than I did with the other guys, and I worked a whole lot less. So I was like, man, maybe I should just keep doing this. And like I said, jobs weren't coming in as consistently as I'd liked. So they ended up calling me after I got a call for a lead on another job. So some guy reached out, said, hey, I got your number from, one of my buddies, and he was one of my buddies as well. And he's like, hey, he tells me you do like HVAC stuff, and I want you to come look at some of these things. And it was kind of an odd job. The guy wanted me to uninstall some HVAC equipment from a commercial property, and I was like, I don't even know if I can do this. Like in the back of my head, I was like, this sounds sketchy. I was like, I'm going to go to jail for this. I'm going to take out some equipment, and I don't even know if I can do it. And then I looked into some of the, like, I guess, commercial laws and stuff, and if the tenant paid to put the equipment in and he wasn't reimbursed by the building owner, then it's his equipment. So he was going to sell it to the guy next door. So, I mean, it was a few mini splits, a couple air handler units, stuff like that. I just went in and, did a pump down, tore everything apart like the way you're supposed to, kind of kept everything neat, put it in packaging stuff. And, I made like $2,500 off that job. But nice. I started at like 9 o'clock, and I think I was done at like 2 or 2:30.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
And it was all just profit. I mean, it was all my labor time. So
yeah.
That job came in, and after I had his call, the people I was kind of interviewing with about maybe jumping on with them called me, and they're like, hey, are you still interested? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, because, consistent income is good. And I think that's where I struggled the most with trying to start my own thing, is because I have, like I said, wife and kids at home. And for me, if it was just me, I'd just struggle. I would just start it, wouldn't go work for anybody. I would just struggle and do my own thing. And, I honestly think I'm happier doing that. So, yeah, well, when they called, I got off the phone with them, and I was like, man, I don't know if I should take that or not. And then I just kept thinking about it, and they were like, hey, yeah, just let us know, what start date you want. We know you want to give your other company 2 weeks. We know you want to do right by them and stuff like that. So after I got off the phone with them, I was like, yeah, I should probably, the next day I was like really convicted. I was like, maybe I should just call them back and let them know that I'm no longer with the other company and I'm on my own, and I'm just going to throw like the weirdest job pitch out there ever and just see if they take it. And I was like, well, I just want to work with you guys part-time, and I'm still going to do my own thing on the side. And I was like, I feel like I don't have anything to lose. I was just putting all my faith in the Lord. I was like, all right, jobs are coming in, not as consistently as I'd like. Some consistent income would be great. But, I was like, I don't want to jump into this and leave what I'm doing now. I want to do this more than...
Have some stabilization.
Right. So when I called them back, they were like super all down, all for it. And I was like, all right, right on. And then that was a good one. They started me off really, really good hourly wage. I was making $40 an hour. And then after a while, they wanted to sell the business. I wasn't interested. I kind of wanted to keep doing my own thing, because you don't know what people have, like, I don't know, not necessarily like there were skeletons in their closet, but there's just a lot of stuff that seemed like it was going to I was going to need to clean up and stuff to really take over. And I think I'd rather just start my thing than take over.
They wanted to sell
somebody
you the
else's.
business.
Yeah, and I was
Okay.
like, I don't like owner finance
You wanted
kind of
to
thing.
start your own.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if, first of all, I mean, everybody always feels like the person invested always feels like their business or whatever they're selling is worth a lot more than what it is, I think. And
100%. Yeah.
what they were trying to offer seemed a little crazy, and I was like, I don't have that money. And then they were like, we can owner finance, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to do that. And
You probably felt you could build it yourself too.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It was really good. And then they bumped me up in pay. They gave me like $50 an hour, and then they moved out of state. It was a really weird job for a while. But that was a really good time in my life because I was able to make really good money on the side those 3 days I worked for them. And then all my side jobs and stuff I did from my business, I put all into savings, kept in the business. Like all the money, I only took out what I needed, which wasn't much because I was making pretty decent money with these guys every week. So that really helped me kind of get a big foundation for like, I don't know, the business and things like that.
So you're doing it part time, and it's really starting to. What are you doing to lay the groundwork for the business during that?
So now I'm fully on my own. I'm not with those guys anymore. So I am fully on my own, doing my own thing. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of taking all the jobs. I think one of the best things I've learned in doing this kind of work in business and stuff, I have to say I probably learned from my older brother is just, I don't know, just he didn't seem like he was afraid to do anything. He just went out and did anything, any job that came his way, even if he didn't know what he was doing, he'd just figure it out. And I mean, I've had some customers call too and like ask if I've done this before or that, and I'm like, no, I haven't, but you know, I'd be willing to figure it out if you want me to take a shot at it, I will, and you know, just kind of figure that out. So I guess just, I don't know, making good connections too, finding good people, and word of mouth. Honestly, I haven't made any business cards yet or anything like that. Don't have a website.
No, I'm just kidding.
I have one logo and tried to get a shirt made, but
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I think a website is way more important than business
Sure,
cards. So to prioritize those, put the website
Sure.
on top.
thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool. So you weren't building out any kind of branding yet. You haven't really done that yet.
No.
But what branch of business were you working on? If you were to take the 9 aspects of business, let's say there's 9, what were the things you were doing?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know
Okay.
anything about the 9 branches of business. I'm just,
Well, I mean, I was just saying it could be 10. It depends on how you break it down. You
Sure.
know? I mean, there's sales, marketing, accounting, admin, and then there's the actual technician work.